The next fields to be completed are the physical screening criteria fields. Now that is shown as incomplete already because some data is populated over from the 680 data you put in earlier, but it's not yet complete. So now's the point where we open this screen and we notice that there are actually I think there's more than 9, several pages that have to be completed. So we will start on the first page, page 1 of those 11 pages. And it is primarily a series of yes and no questions. Now, obviously, if you click no, nothing is going to happen. If you were to click yes, then it may open up a request for additional information, specifics. But in this case, it is primarily a yes or no clicking function. It can be tedious and time consuming, but it is very important. There are no unimportant questions, no unimportant information in an applicant's enlistment packet. So it's all very important. It needs to be accurate and it needs to be truthful. Once you've completed all the yes and no's, you click save and it returns you back to this page where you will then follow on and complete, in this case, page 2. Again, a series of yes or no questions. This tends to relate, these particular questions tend to relate to the head and the nasal passages and things of that nature, the respiratory system. They tend to be grouped into categories of a similar nature. And again, these are all no's, so we save it. And back we go to now page 3. You'll notice page 1 and page 2 are green and marked as complete. This will be your visual reference to let you know that you're making progress. Page 3 is going to talk about primarily heart and circulatory conditions. Once it's complete, mark save. And now to page 4. This tends to relate to digestive issues, lower abdominal issues. Complete and click save. And return to correct the error right there. One was simply missed. So that's an example of, actually 2 were missed. So that's an example of how the system will not let you go on until you've completed what it wants. Page 5. Looks like bones, muscle issues. Now, as we're completing these fields, bear in mind, if any of these answers are yes and require elaboration, they may require supporting medical documents. They may require special processing, what they refer to as a consult down at the processing center. It could require any number of things. At this point, you're not concerned with that. At this point, you're concerned about getting the information into the system accurately. And if you have yes answers, gathering the appropriate documents to completely document that. So we move on to page 6. And if, while you're completing a packet on yourself, if you want to click yes and see any examples of the elaboration they're going to call for or ask for, then feel free to do so. But for the sake of completing these fields, this is a perfectly healthy applicant. Page 7, looks like blood issues, blood disorders. that is completed and saved. On to page 8. And on to page 9. I think we need to check that one at the top. It may have slipped by. I think it got clicked as yes. There we go. And scroll down, save it. And we are closing in page 10. This is counseling, psychological conditions. Now, this one deals with medical situations related to other branches of service, processing for other branches of service. Body piercings, tattoos, and brandings. Now, body piercings, tattoos, and to a lesser degree brandings, but tattoos separately. Obviously, the criteria for acceptable tattoos is going to be subject to National Guard policy, but at this point, if they have them, they need to be documented, as do body piercings. And of course, tobacco products, the tobacco use, and that applies to spit tobacco, smoking, and then of course, all of the illicit drugs, marijuana, cocaine, opioids, et cetera, are covered in the questionnaire as well. All right. Now, you'll notice that we clicked on Dobson's packet that he did use tobacco products. It now wants more elaboration. Cigarettes, cigars, smokeless tobacco, and then the frequency or amount of those per day. The last date of use, in many cases, if they are a current smoker, that will be the day the packet's being built. And it is marked as complete. So you can now mark the entire questionnaire as complete. And back to the landing page we go.